What's happening, guys? Cap over here, and welcome to our Week 5 battle in the NPCC, as today we're taking on Bill Standish, coach of the Adelaide Honchkrows, the man who took over King Bub's team. He's got a pretty powerful team, so if you want to check out his side of the battle, be sure to look in the description down below, click on the link, and it'll redirect you to his side, as we're just going to hop right into this battle. I'm going to lean up with Scar God, he's going to lean up with Registeel. He's definitely got the type advantage, and I'm not going to stay in 100%, I'm not going to stay in, I'm just going to go for the U-turn. And actually just go right into Hitmontop. Hitmontop is my mod to take on this thing. It's also the mod to actually just die to everything. And that's all I wanted to do. Drop to SwaBlu, take on Registeel. If it does anything more, then that's awesome, because Hitmontop is actually hot garbage. Like, I'm not a fan of Hitmontop at all. That's why I really want to trade it. But anywho, enough of dissing Hitmontop. I'm sorry, Hitmontop, but you're about to get rocked. Like, 100%. I'm totally fine with you getting rocked, but I'm gonna go for the low kick, and it actually does something really good over here. It tells me that this thing is leftovers rather than being specs, expert belt, life orb, assault vest. So thank you, Hitmontop, for doing that. You're not a hot piece of trash right now. Later on, probably, yeah, most likely you are. As I'm just going to send out my Metagross over here, easily eating up that hit. And I decide at this moment, like, he's going to switch out. Bill's going to switch out into something else. He doesn't. He actually stays in, and that's a big damper on my soul. He's flying. Why would I go for Earthquake? Making a prediction. Bad play on my part. Horrible play, as we're going to tell the next turn up here how much Thunder Punch does. Oh my gosh, alright. So I live, don't get flinched, that's awesome. Thunder Punch, oh boy, there we go, that is satisfying. Bill, how do you like those fists being up on the bird right there? The burp doesn't appreciate it at all, does it now? So bad. So I end up going for a, just sacking this thing off because I made a bad play. And I decide to pay for it, as I'm just going to send out Snorlax over here because that is my only play. I can go for a return, take this thing down, or if he decides to switch out, this return is going to be doing a lot of damage. And if he goes into Mean Shell, I think I might be able to potentially take it down, I'm pretty sure. So this return is going to be doing about 40%. If he goes for Superpower, he goes at -1, which he does have, and he reveals it over here. I've got my berry, delicious. And yeah, we're looking pretty hot at this moment. I'm pretty happy with what this Hot and Fluffy does. So this next return should be doing enough damage to the point where I can take it down. Nidoking gone is fantastic for me because now I can just really apply some good solid pressure. Speaking of pressure, SwaBlu is going to come in, and that means Hitmontop, my hot piece of trash, is going to get clobbered. I don't feel bad at all. Like, I knew this was going to happen, and I'm totally accepting of this fate for Hitmontop. So Hitmontop, sorry, man. Sorry, you're just gonna go down at this moment. Look at that. That hammer. Poor Hitmontop. Poor Hitmontop. You never cease to impress, and this is one of those situations where you don't impress. So here we go. Take another hammer to the face. You deserve it, you hot piece of garbage. There we go. Luckily for me, Hitmontop actually does something pretty good here, and he puts SwaBlu below 50%, so I sort of take it back, but I don't. I still think you're a hot piece of trash. And I'm just going to go right into Garchomp. And my best play over here is just to go for Poison Jab. So this reveals that he is a Choice Scarf set, which is pretty frightening for me. That's just not good. Luckily for me, Hitmontop with Intimidate 2. It doesn't take me down, which is great. That is fantastic. I thought I was sagging off Garchomp at this moment. But I don't, which is, like I said, awesome. I still have Garchomp in the back pocket, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. At this moment, I have to switch out because I'm not taking any Hurricanes to the face relatively well. And I was sort of fearing the Hidden Power Ice, as I'm just going to go into my Scarf God. Bit of an interesting play on my part. My thought process was I could just go for a Hydro Pump and actually do some big damage, but riddle me this, what happens when you don't have Hydro Pump? You have Scald. And I'm like, oh boy, now I just gotta rely on hacks at this moment, and of course I'm gonna go with hacks because it's Bill. Me and Bill have a history of hacks, and it's pretty good. It's pretty bad on his side, but pretty good for me because I can actually hack my way out of this battle. which is, it seems like a scum play, but hey, we both were in the RBL, and we know what happens in the RBL when you rely on scum tactics. You win titles and whatnot. And of course, he's just gonna go for Roost. I can actually start setting up some curses. I ran some calculations. If I'm at +1, I have a chance of living if he is a Scarf set. But I also have a chance of living. I definitely live 1 if I'm at +2. So I get at +1 and I'm like, awesome, that's great. If I get at +2, I'm going for rest next turn, and then I'm just going for sleep talk. At that point, it comes down to chance if I can live a if I can live a high jump kick or a drain punch. Either or, I want to make sure I live. That's pretty much what I want to do. So at this moment, I'm going for the curses, setting up my curses at +2. Pretty happy, pretty solid actually. I'm pretty good with what this situation has transpired to, and he's just gonna keep on going for side shock. So at this moment, I'm like, cool. I actually burn off 1 turn of rest right over here. That is awesome. All I have to do is live 2. That's all I need, because there's no reason for me to let Snorlax take down this Latias without being at full health. So he switches into Fast Yoga, hits me Chow, and I'm like, cool. This is awesome. This is incredible. If I get a return over here, it goes down and I win. But I go for a curse, and now I definitely live a high jump kick. I think it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO at this moment, so I'm like, alright, cool. At this moment, he misses. Yeah, Pokemon's a game of skill, guys. Pokemon is a game of skill. And I just get another rest. I don't get a curse or anything. And I'm like, alright. It's good to be bad. It's good to be bad. And oh boy, Bill Stanage, Billy, oh Bill. At this moment, I'm fast forwarding it because this is where it becomes really stally, and I do not want to commentate 8 or 10 minutes of this, where I go for rest, he goes for Seismic Toss, I go for curse, sleep talk. I don't want to commentate that, because mostly it's the only way that he wins is if I get paralyzed 2 or 3 times in a row, or I simply run out of sleep talks and rest, at which point it comes down to chance or whatnot. And I think even then I outstall him with Seismic Talks and whatnot. And yeah, it pretty much comes down to like that. So if I get a crit, that crit is doing a lot of damage on the Registeel. And I know from the situation about this that I can just go for curse and returns and whatnot and really put up a lot of big fight. So I also know that his Tornadus doesn't have superpower or Focus Blast, which means Tornadus actually doesn't take me down with Snorlax, and Latias doesn't do it too. So this is his only way of winning the battle. A couple times he gets really close, I get a crit over here, and it amazes me how long this took. I was sort of going like, you know what, maybe if we can stall the timer out or something, but nah, we ain't gonna do that. So at this moment, I'm not getting a return. I really want to get a return because it ends the battle over here. And I keep on getting curses, so I'm like, ugh. So I'm just gonna go for a return, take this thing down. And over here I'm like, oh boy, he got the confusion. But thankfully that doesn't happen. And that is pretty much GG at that point. I would say good game, but that mean Shell missing twice was pretty bad. And I'm so sorry, Bill. I'm so sorry. That was just bad. So yeah, we will go 4-1. Yeah, that pretty much describes the whole battle. Yeah, and yeah, if you want to check out Bill's side of the battle, be sure to look out for that. I think we might have something a bit special for that sequence of events, or something that will make it a bit about a lighter note. But next week we're taking on the Bullet Punch Club, who are undefeated. I believe they're undefeated, or they've only lost once. But they're coached by Easy Gunner, a really great coach. The winner of the MPL tryouts, and I'm pretty excited for this. I'm pretty hyped for this battle because the next couple battles we got some interesting competitors. So that being like the Bullet Punch Club, the New England Patriots, and the New London Zorg. So I'm really hyped for those next couple battles. I'm super hyped, and it's a lot less pressure on myself too, because I think we're on top of our conference right now. Let me just double check for that. I'm pretty sure we're on top of our conference, or our division, not conference. The Bullet Punch Club is 4-0 right now, and we're 3-1, 4-1 right now. So the closest team to us is the Adelaide Honchkrows, who are 1-3. So that's fantastic for us in terms of we're really leading the pack, and with a couple games up ahead of everyone, that's fantastic for us. That's really great. It puts a lot less pressure on myself. Even if we go 3-0 in those next 3 games, we're still in a decent position, and everyone else has to win their battles. So I'm gonna get going. I'll catch you guys next time. This is Cap signing off, I guess. Bye.